also is
Good evening, everyone. As you can see, I'm on my own at the moment. I'm supposed to be in a voice chat on Discord, but I think I'll do this on my own temporarily before I, well, allow anyone in. More so because there's actually something I want to actually go over quickly, and it shouldn't take long. But before I do that, I'm just going to quickly tweet this out. Excuse me. Tweet. Done. Right, yes, so I should also drop this in Discord, I guess. Although they're probably going to wonder why I haven't yet to put this why I have yet to make this public. Yes, that makes sense. Like, total sense. You can see how professional I am. Right, all the audio is correct. Good. Right. I'm actually gonna try hotkeys for once. So if anyone in the chat does type, you're not gonna see for a second. Well, maybe you will. Maybe I'll see some chat. So here we go. Feminist 40k admins respond. Last week's decision was spurred by a post from this Facebook group. This is their stance in their own words. This was tweeted to me, DM'd to me by Magnus Deacon. Magnus Deacon is a friend of mine. He mentioned it to me in passing, and being a lifelong, well, I say lifelong, okay, 20 plus years fan of Games Workshop, it's a case of something like this crops up, it's going to be sent to me, especially as my name is derived from the Alpha Legion. Yes. So, where's the passage? There it is. Here we go. Warhammer 40,000 has been around for a long time, more than 20 years in fact. Yes, it has. In fact, I was introduced to it in Year 5 at the age of 12. No, 10, sorry. Year 5 is 10 years old. By a boy called Martin Lillywhite. In that time, a veritable ton of writing and rewriting has gone into the fictional universe. Which is totally true. The Horus Heresy character series set 10,000 years before the current events in 40k really show how the Imperium of Man grew over 200 years to then be torn down over a few years. My one son that was wounded and shown a very corrupted interpretation of how his father created him. Father being the Emperor of Mankind. Attracting players of all age groups in hobbyist miniature tabletop wargaming with an equally active online player base for its video game equivalents. Couple criticisms. The video games, for the most part, absolutely suck. The Dawn of War series, yes. 3 I'm still playing through and I'm not impressed. Cover having been removed makes it very tricky to actually mount a suitable or decent, half-decent defense in battle. That, to me, is very annoying. Dawn of War 2, to me, changed from the dynamic of having quite a lot of units and reduced it down to bare essentials for Space Marines, which made sense because Space Marines aren't that numerous. And then to go back to the more lots of units approach, to me, is stupid. It takes away the effectiveness of the unit, and I don't think it's worthwhile. Now, as far as for tabletop games, I have spent quite a lot of time in Games Workshop stores, and I think I've seen a person from every single demographic around one table at least once. I've sat and constructed tables with people from many different backgrounds, racially or even sexuality, even though that didn't really come up much, until one hit on me. That was weird. Must have been into hentai. Doesn't matter. As far as we were all concerned, it was always a very inclusive environment. This is key because, as we're going to find out, That's not how it's perceived. However, like all fandoms, it has its dark underbelly, a tribal and woefully toxic group of players who seek to isolate and protect their fandom at all costs, similar to a child screaming over their section of a playground when it is to be shared for everyone. Every fan of everything does this. Something to them means a lot to them, so they try and own it. That's totally normal. But what you're going to do, what you're going to say, you're going to call sexism. Yeah. This has plagued the fandom for generations, and while not exclusive to the game, has turned off many players who feel uncomfortable playing a hobby that requires interaction with such folk. I don't think that's what turned them off. I think the unbelievable price hikes. I think that did it. It used to cost £12 to buy a 5-man unit of Assault Marines. It now costs about £25. That was a price hike done over a 3-month period. I know this because I used to buy Assault Marines. A sample of such fine behaviour includes, but is not limited to, demeaning and crass treatment of women in game stores. Citation needed. I've seen a lot of girls go into stores, and they even do these things for kids' days. They get a box just filled with bits, and they challenge you to make your best miniature. Make something from the rubbish. And it's quite creative. And people do try and outdo each other. In fact, I think it's a great way of teaching children a more competitive nature. And the girls that do it are just as involved. There aren't as many girls involved in the hobby, of course not. But those that are involved are generally the most relaxed people I've ever met. And I know someone's going to say it one day, but there are no female Space Marines. It's in the canon. It's already been written in, explaining why there weren't any. Malkador the Sigillite joked with the Emperor that he should have created at least one female Primarch. The Emperor listened and explained the additional complications of having to create a female demigod. Well, not in that word, because he doesn't. The anathema does not appreciate the word God. Condoning racist and abhorrent behaviour towards minorities or disabled persons. Bullshit. Okay? That's actual trash. As mentioned, I've been in stores so much. I think I've been going to Games Workshop stores since I was 15. I mean, I haven't been in the last few months. But in my defence, I can't afford anything from there. Maybe I should beg for more money. Anyway. Online harassment, criticism, and shaming other people for daring to enjoy the same hobby. Only if their painting is rubbish, they abide the new rules because they're rubbish. And generally have a shitty attitude. If you're going to shame someone for enjoying the same hobby, you need to have some good scapegoats. Quality of painting, that'll do it. And generally, if the person being criticised or shamed is a snob, they're going to be shamed. They're going to be shamed for it. They enjoy the hobby through their own lens, and their lens happens to be one of a pompous twat. Yes. Anyway. I am done with that. So what I'm going to do, if anyone is interested in joining me, and you're on my Discord server, by all means just sell tentacle gifts. I actually recently, excuse me, I went on to, Laura, I went on to Streamlabs, and I changed the donation GIF to a tentacle, which is from the Day of the Tentacle video game, which I want to play at some point. And yeah, that should be good fun. Let's see. Oh, right. Yes. So, hello Discanal. Yes, Carlos. I didn't really to answer your question, Discanal. Well, comment. I had meant to do this on Friday, but was far too tired. I was supposed to do some work then, never did it, rushed it last night. I'm supposed to be recording tonight as well, but I'm not going to. I'm going to tomorrow instead. For a video that I've already spliced up the bits I need to record for, so it shouldn't be so much of a hassle or a problem. Anyway, let's see. I'll jump into general. Yes. Speak Discana if you want to be on this stream.
I've already spliced up bits.
Are you going to speak? Is that a no?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was busy writing in your chat.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
as you see, look, taking a well-deserved rest. That's why I was replying to you.
Oh, right, well.
You not doing any recording.
Right. How you been?
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, it's the weekend, chilling out, relaxing, doing nothing, everything but everything else, you know. Probably a bit of, napping, dozing, dossing, messing about, nothing much, and everything in between.
That's an incredibly exciting.
What about you?
Video making and working.
Yeah, I watched your recent video, and I noticed, like I said, you actually had 3 advert things on your. Well done, you.
Maybe the apocalypse is over. To be honest, I think my ad revenue's going up anyway, so I hadn't really been paying much attention. Oh, my laptop's not. Hang on, I just got to plug my laptop in. Okay, done. Yeah, I wonder if anyone can hear you in the chat.
Hear me?
Yeah, because I.
Huh?
Can you hear yourself through the YouTube thing? Can you hear yourself?
I've muted it.
Can you?
I've muted it.
1 second, I'm just gonna check something. Because what I'm curious about that. So what I'm gonna do, I had meant to. Yeah. So basically, because I literally just turned OBS on and started streaming. I didn't just connect to Discord as well, so I was a bit concerned that it wouldn't connect, so that no one in the chat, that nobody else like you or anyone else that turns up would be heard, because you have to be heard through my laptop.
Okay, that's okay. You can actually.
Yeah, chat's confirmed it.
If it's so they can't hear me, and it just sounds like you're talking to yourself.
Well, I like talking to myself.
Okay. So, yep, we understand.
Right.
And the lovely Laura has joined us.
What did you think about the vegan video I did?
I have watched it, and well, to be honest, I'm glad you kept away from a lot of the shit like that, going around and around and around at the zoo. That annoys the shit out of me.
When Red sent that to me, before I even edited it down to include my bits, it was already 27 minutes long. Because he had managed to get sucked into the derailment, but he did make good points, and I think he's going to upload his version without me in, the unedited version, and I think he makes a lot of really good points, but also he says a lot of abusive things towards that particular vegan. I mean, he is not gentle.
Yeah, I didn't listen to everything that Red Robot said, but I heard a lot of the piss taking, which
Hello,
wasn't too
Laura.
bad, to be fair.
Laura Bones Men is in fact in my chat.
Yeah, I know she's in the stream and on here.
Yeah.
For a minute. She's probably gone to order some food. It's about that time of night, isn't it?
Yeah. Whereas the rest of us have eaten already. I mean, I was eating dinner around the time of Sunday Fun Day. I think it's.
I don't know what Sunday Fun Day is.
It's on Red Robot's channel every Sunday. It's been going for over 2 years now.
Ah, okay.
I was one of the very first members of it, and just go.
Ooh.
It's good fun. Generally, it's open. Anyone can be on there.
What
But
would
you
you
will
actually do on there?
just talk about anything that's in the news or whatever you want. A bit like this, you can
Oh.
just talk about whatever you want. I'm not too fussed.
Just
There are some things I
ramble
won't
along
talk
it.
about, and I kind of agree with Red on. If someone's okay, so people I won't invite on, similar to Red, I'm not going to invite an actual Nazi onto this because it's my choice. I'm not going to invite an actual paedophile. I'm not going to entertain the idea of anyone saying that they're for violence. Except boxing. I'm a hypocrite. Deal with it. And
Oh, I don't really have a point of view. I just think it's all like bollocks nowadays anyway. I do
Hello,
actually
can
have
you
a
hear
point
me?
of view.
I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yay!
What happened?
I used my headset instead of my microphone setup because my microphone's set up on the table from earlier, and I forgot that I disabled this microphone for some reason the other day.
You're a genius.
hmm
It didn't have anything to do with our Left 4 Dead game, did it?
I don't think so.
Or was it from Sister? Are you sleeping? Are you in bed?
Why?
You sound sleepy.
Like you, yeah, I was gonna say you sound like you just woken up or you're about to drop off.
Yeah, I'm a little tired, I guess. Just sitting here playing Skyrim.
Like Red does that a lot on his game channel. He loves that game. I'm kind of wondering if he'll finish at some point and move on to a different game.
I don't think so. I think he just likes. It's the same with the Fallout. He'll probably always play Fallout as well.
Magnus got
He
him.
just does like
I think Magnus
different
got him Fallout 4 as a kid,
playthroughs.
and yeah, he loves it. I was hoping because Llama pointed out all those campaigns to maybe make it a weekly thing to go through each of those campaign things, because that went down really well and was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
And I
What
love
campaigns? What?
I love right. Okay, so
Left 4 Dead.
I know, Disco. You mentioned the Benny Hill music in the chat, right? And Laura can back me up. Llama had actually mentioned, I think, or Laura did, mentioning using it in a video.
You sounded a bit weird there.
Me?
I don't mean. Yeah, you were sort of like I don't know. It's like there was like a garbled second person next, talking just after you.
I'll get my earphones.
That sounded fine for me.
Oh, okay. It's not. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Maybe me.
Probably.
I think Discord has been acting up a little bit today because we were having a few issues on our Pathfinder group earlier.
Well, I think yesterday it just wouldn't connect at all, which was kind of weird. I thought my internet had gone fucked up.
That sounds gay. So, Laura, you mentioned the tentacle thing, right? I had a super chat when I was streaming with Cog, and on the screen you can see a tentacle jumping jumping over, and yeah, it was the Day of the Tentacle thing. You know the headgear thing you can get on your Rocket League car? That tentacle?
Alright, yeah.
That. Yeah. I'm clever like that, right? It was either that or keep the zombie, and I thought, well,
Let's see.
tentacles,
Yeah. Gotta get the tentacles in.
I've got to do it somehow. So what have you been up
Maybe
to?
my
Other than playing
computer.
Skyrim, I guess.
Not a lot really. Not really, just playing Xbox.
You're an
Booking my
excited.
flights.
You're very excited. Were you playing with Sif last night? Did he finish that game last night?
No, he didn't.
You're kidding.
I think the last boss I think was to kill him about twice. But you couldn't skip like the bit that led up to the last
kidding.
boss. And it was like it dragged on for like 10 minutes the talking bit,
I saw
and he couldn't
the
skip it.
I saw the Bork Gaming stream at 10 hours this morning when I checked YouTube, and I was like, I'm not watching that.
The
Sorry,
second
Sid.
time round, he just told jokes. He downloaded like really terrible jokes.
Oh god.
It just told jokes while I was pressing the next button after the conversation, but like it wouldn't really skip.
Is he gonna try?
When he
again?
died again, I just heard him like, "Fuck's sake!" I was like, "He's not doing that again." Clock in the morning for him.
I feel slightly sorry for him, but at the same time, there are some very, sort of, I don't know, sad perversion, kind of pleasure taken from watching someone fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Like the first mission I did was awesome. The second one just went horrendously.
It's like when we did that final.
My entire team died.
Oh really?
Well, because I got sucked into like one of the ones that you cannot like. The certain missions that just crop up that you have to do there and then kind of thing.
Yeah.
And my good team was still wounded. They still had like 2 or 3 days left of being wounded, so I had to field an entire team of rookies, and they all
Really?
died. They completed the mission, but they all died. Yeah,
That's
I was
sad.
like, forget the
That's
difference.
really sad.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of the final mission we did on Left 4 Dead. We failed it a few times. Although I will blame Sith for one of them, because he stayed back to aggro shit and kill stuff, and then he got killed.
Yeah,
But otherwise, yeah, it's kind of similar. You know, get frustrated. It's funny. Although, who kept? I don't think it was you. Who kept blowing up the bloody barrels? I got burnt at least 5 times on that.
I was trying really hard. In fact, I very rarely shot when I was down on the ground, specifically because I knew if I shot one of those fucking barrels, it'd be hell to pay. So,
You know the
Yeah.
You know where the healing packs were on that bottom floor in the kiosk.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't know they were there for the first 3 runs, and I kept like thinking,
Oh.
I need to heal. I didn't know they were there though. I didn't know there was like spare ammo or weapons. I had chargers and freaking what are those fat ones called? Boomers?
I was running around the top balcony trying to throw things off.
Yeah, long
Yeah.
kept throwing, I kept throwing
attack
on top of the
by
kiosk, and I'm like,
things.
how the fuck do you get to the top of the kiosk? They're on the roof of it, for God's sake. I'm just glad he stopped running away from us.
I just found that entertaining, to be fair. The abuse that he kept on giving you.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, it's fucking picking up the barrels.
I did try and fill, but I kept getting attacked. It was pretty bad. I'm hoping he'll be down. Hopefully he'll be down for it on Thursday again, which will be kind of fun. We'll do this. We can do the next one along if that's cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I need to get into a bit of a rhythm.
I think a lot of people as well take our arguing like seriously. There's been a couple of times like someone's got a bit awkward and we're like, "What? We are just joking."
You can tell
Like-
in the.
It's become a shtick now, like
Yeah.
shout at Laura in stream. It's just
yeah,
like
he said that at the end of the
this
stream as
thing
well.
now.
But at the when I cut that little clip together with the Benny Hill music, you can hear the tone of my voice when I'm calling him a cunt. So even though the tone changes several times, it's still the same laughter that follows.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. It was funny. He just left me there, and I'm like, I had to go and find a clip after he was killed by the charger, when he cut to an image of me hanging out of a window, and use that in the video to show from my perspective, even though it wasn't. I'm half tempted to dump it one of my main channel videos at some point, just insert it randomly.
That's just hilarious. Like, I tried to come back to get you, got stuck in the corner of this room by an entire horde. It just was lying there on the ground, bleeding out, shooting stuff that came at it. It's just watching you fall off the ledge and then fall off the ledge again.
I love that Sith came back and tried, and he was the last one. That was funny. But Lama had run off with a good weapon. He'd got the axe, hadn't he?
You should make a GIF out of the, when Llama's getting pummeled by the big thing in the
Charger?
square thing that goes up and down.
Yeah.
That's the one. I know I get there in the end. You should make a GIF out of that.
I might.
Just
I was going to insert, this is what goes around, him running off, and this is what comes around, bang, bang, bang. Oh, that was that song by Gwen Stefani that starts with like a thumping, but try and get it in the stomping in tune with him being slammed into the base of the elevator.
Deserved.
The song, I think the song's called "Ain't Gonna Holler Back." Fuck it, I don't speak urban.
Ah, the Hollaback song.
Yeah, one with the sort of the stomping, that it kind of works. You just speed up the little bits as well. It'd be very funny.
It wasn't painful, Daly or Dally, I don't know how to pronounce it. It was entertaining.
It wasn't necessarily.
Point is when you've got people that can have a laugh together as well. Like if you've got people that take it too seriously, like if everyone takes it too seriously, then it just becomes not fun.
It may be considered painful to watch, but it wasn't from my perspective. So I think when it is from my perspective next week, because I finally have OBS working with it, you'll understand why Llama got control to begin with. And I reset the encoder so he can't take over my stream again. But I know he used XSplit to stream the next day anyway. So he would have had to reinsert his own encoder. Which is fine. I'm just glad he I'm glad we did it actually. It was good fun. Only drawback obviously is I couldn't see the chat. I had to keep looking at my phone.
Or,
Yeah, I can't see the chat when I'm playing.
or,
Yes.
by chance, do you have the stream volume on? Because it's
No.
coming from you.
What's wrong?
In like an echo, that sort of thing. But
Probably
it's
my earphones on.
well, no, it's because you when you've been talking to Laura, it's like you speak and then literally as you finish, Laura's lights up, and I just slightly hear your voice. Either
I've turned my headset down.
I don't know. It could be so I got supersonic hearing or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I put earphones in anyway, so that hopefully, if there's any issues.
That
and
you
I
actually
knew, by the way,
commented a lot better.
Dali, I knew it was Dali. Who said? Did anyone say a different pronunciation, or was it something else in the chat that I didn't know about?
Dali. Ah, okay.
Yes.
I've been thinking it's daily for some reason.
Well, to be fair, it's understandable. No offense, Dali. Who I think added me on Steam recently. You must have
No,
no
every
life.
day it seems. I've just noticed you're using that old avatar thing of mine that you used for me.
You didn't give me
That's
a new
on.
image.
It's on your bloody Discord.
Oh, is it?
It's just somewhere. Just use my my profile one.
Where did you send it?
I don't know, it's mean I can't use the one that's on my profile since you're like the supreme leader and stuff.
Yeah, but I can't click on that image and just click it off.
Okay, so I'll have to send it to you at some point soon.
Alright, and that's not an old avatar image I used. I just googled disc. I'm like,
Oh,
you're
to be honest, that's what I did. I actually googled disc and looked through, and
I was just going to go with a floppy and actually make it a floppy disk, implying you can't be a hard disk.
I think that's sort of like what my avatar is. Yeah, it's meant floppy disk.
Fair enough. I'm not going to judge.
I changed the look of it a little bit as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I need to put the subtitles on.
Subtitles?
Hmm.
Am I missing something here?
Well, I'm playing the game, but like
Oh, Skyrim, yeah.
I haven't got subtitles on, so people are talking away to us, and I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Oh, did you say you're going to be on Thursday? You might be doing another.
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if I can get Sith and Llama in, then yeah. I think it'd be a lot more fun to reunite the band. It was good fun.
Ah, you've changed. You fuck it.
Well, now I've changed you for a floppy disk.
Oh, he's all floppy.
Yeah.
That's his little
I'm
socks.
all nice and relaxed.
Hey, at least you got a little bit of shadow. And that was just Google as well. I'm like totes adventurous.
It actually looks like it's part of the sofa, settee, whatever you want to call it.
So since there are a couple of things I did sort of title this with anyone who's on the stream can then choose the subjects of the stream, but I'm just gonna insert one now. There was some recent, not long ago, there was an independence vote in Catalonia to secede from Spanish rule. Many arguments made about the fact that Spain essentially just took them. Yeah, circumstances not great. The Prime Minister of Spain has triggered, I think, Article 115, which allows them to dissolve the government in Catalonia and take full control and autonomy of the country or space. It depends what you want to call it. Catalonia has been begging for independence for a long time, and they voted for it, regardless of turnout. Because I think someone said to me the turnout was only 40%, but I heard otherwise. Let's find out. So independence vote out. Independence vote says millions will turn out. Referendum 90% voted. The turnout was 42%, so it's not actually that high. It's actually quite low for an independence vote. So someone was right, but they're very, very passionate about this independence, and I'm intrigued as to.
So they're basically trying to do like we are with the EU.
Difference is, though, legally they don't have the right to, and this is where I'm quite interested. There's over 7 million people that live here. 40% of those eligible, 42%, sorry, wanted independence. And not over 90% of the 42%, so essentially 40% voted for independence. And I think that's really interesting because they've got a devolved government. They clearly want full autonomy because of the danger of the EU and Spain itself. I was wondering what people thought.
Wow. And today, if they're people, the people of Catalonia independence and they've voted, we want it, then realistically, Spain should actually go, shit, they actually want it. To keep them with us, or let's work some deal out so obviously they can be, a separate country, because if the people want it, the people get.
I'm kind of wondering.
So only 40% of Catalonians turned out to vote.
42%, but about 40% voted for independence of the overall number. Over 90% of those turned out voted for it, which works out about 40% turnout vote. It's quite interesting.
So you got to think, 42%. It's only 42% of the Catalonian people, but 40% of that. Basically, that's what, at 95%, if not more, of that amount that turned up said we want to have our independence.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to say something.
Those that didn't vote at all either feel alienated or indifferent, or are Spanish. And I'm kind of intrigued, really, because obviously Spain's going to take control back if they declare independence. They're going to do it by force, and this is what intrigues me, because if you use physical violence or the military to impose upon people something they do not want, is that not is it not very undemocratic? You've got a devolved government but then at the same time the devolved government is trying to secede, I guess.
What is a devolved government? I don't know.
Okay, Scotland has a devolved government. Even though it's part of the United Kingdom, it has a government with limited powers. So it can act within its own right and do certain things for itself, but it is still a part of the Union, the United Kingdom, that is. Wales has one too, but meh. And Northern Ireland does as well. In Spain, I believe Catalonia as a region, even though it should be a country. I have to admit, I'm looking at the history. Yeah, Francisco Franco, yeah, suck a dick.
Oh.
In Catalonia, any kind of public activities associated with Catalonia, Catalan nationalism, republicanism, anarchism, socialism, liberalism, democracy, or communism, including the publication of books of those subjects or similar, simply discussion of them in open meetings was banned. He basically banned the use of Catalan in government-run institutions and during public events. Essentially, he tried to erase the Catalan identity. And I think that, even though that was in the 1930s to 1970s, that kind of behaviour, that sows the seeds of resentment towards Spain.
Yeah, you think about
Pretty much, yeah.
There's still going to be a lot of people that are still alive today that probably lived through at least a good chunk of that period. So, it could be, in that sort of age range is probably people who are in the devolved government. So you can sort of see why, yeah, we've got a chance, let's do it.
So what are they going to do? They're just going to go in and...
Yep.
Because that is stalemate or something, basically.
No. Spain's going to impose its will on the people. It's going to forcibly impose its will upon the people.
So instead of just staying as things are now, which is a devolved government, they're actually going to go in and forcibly take it back? Is that like us marching the army into Scotland and saying, right, we're taking... Yeah, we're having you back.
In some ways,
they're basically going to just tell the Catalan people, you're our bitches. Deal with it. You're not going to have a government anymore. You're just a space in Spain. Either until everything is settled down and then they can reinstitute a government. But then the government is essentially a Mickey Mouse, a lame duck government, a non-existent government that has no powers at all. They should reach out to the Catalan president. They should talk. They should negotiate. The reason Catalonia has many reasons to not want to be a part of Spain. Spain is financially very unstable. Catalonia is quite wealthy. Proof of that, Barcelona.
That is probably why Spain's going, oh, you can't go.
Probably.
At the end of the day, though, if they decide, like, okay, you can't go, they should at the very least leave things the way they are now. Still allow them to have their devolved government. Not then go the extreme the other way and say,
by the way,
no, and now we're going to take off what you did have originally.
By the way, Franco's regime is used as an example in the Oxford Dictionary to describe fascism. Well, isn't that nice?
Is that the Catalonian president?
That's the guy who oppressed the Catalans.
Or is that Spain? Okay.
Yeah, okay, so Occam's Razor in the chat says you support Catalonia independence. To be honest, I kind of do too. I get the point, I get it, and I think if you don't want to be a part of something, you shouldn't have to be. And if it's being forced upon you, then I think that in itself is it's kind of hypocritical to the whole process of democracy. It's hypocrisy. It makes your democracy also look weak. Because you can't resolve with words, you have to resolve with force, and that's what you're going to do. So Spain is, in effect, a weak government that can't resolve things civilly. And they can't say they have exhausted options, because the one option on the table that they could have exhausted was negotiation. It's not like Catalan.
I'm wondering, are there other regions within Spain that are also grumbling about this independence thing? Because it might just be trying to make an example.
Let's have a look. I'll quickly Google regions in Spain wanting independence.
Because if there are other regions, like, you know, bumping their gums about it or whatever, then it would make more sense that they're coming down harder on Catalonia.
Regions in Spain: Andalusia, Basque Country, Catalonia, Aragon. That explains that. Galicia, Asturias, Canary Islands, and Valencia. Canary Islands, I thought was separate. They must be a territory rather than a region of Spain. Valencia, well, I always thought that was Spain, actually. I thought it was just a bloody football team. You got one called Basque Country. That to me is very interesting because that has the word country in it.
Yeah.
Catalonia became part of Spain in the 12th century. Born to the same royal King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of Castile. Oh, right. What is Spanish regionalism? It's interesting. Okay, so Catalonia is allowed to call itself a nation, but should not be given more importance to the Catalan language over Spanish. Oh, Spanish is a shit language anyway. Everyone speaks too fast. It annoys me.
Who speaks Spanish anyway?
I speak enough Spanish, yes.
I don't know any.
I think it's quite interesting, really. They got plenty of.
I like speaking Spanish.
It's okay. The most commonly used phrases, of course, are "Do you do chips?" Nothing's mentioned about the other regions contesting independence. I do think if Catalan wants it, then they should either be given more powers or be recognised as a country within a united Spain, if that makes sense. Like, they already say that they're allowed to call themselves a nation. So to me, this very... Oh, by the way, quite a lot, the independentism, I think it's a party? Yeah, elections in 2015. They're the main party, an independent party. They're like the UKIP of Spain. I'm okay with this. I think that the autonomy, the part with okay, so something here we go. In 2005, in a vote to pass a draft on the new Statute of Autonomy, 88.9% of the members of Parliament in Catalonia declared Catalonia a nation, but this was finally changed back to nationality by the decision of the Spanish Parliament and approved in a referendum. However, this statute mentions the word nation referring to Catalonia in its preamble. They really should just give Catalonia either independence or more devolved powers, but have it so that they are either recognised as a nation and a part of a united Spain, or allow them to be free. Or is that me just thinking too much?
I don't know enough about the whole situation really to make a...
most of it on the spot. I'm looking at it. They've wanted independence for a long time.
It's weird. I'm all for like globalism, I guess, but not like all one big mush. More so like a tapestry of lots of little things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like the idea of having smaller governments and things like that because they're easier to manage. You can look after people better and whatnot. But all of those small entities need to communicate with each other at the same time.
That's
Mhm.
yeah, I can
What
agree
I
with
mean.
that. I prefer small government, and I don't have an issue with it. But when one entity, one unelected, undemocratic entity, tries to lord it over everyone else, it's very it makes people want to push back against globalism, and that sucks for a lot of people who do think, there's a nice status quo to an extent with how things were, with travel. There's nothing really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like globalism has a. I think we need to be moving forward as a species. Really, I think we've evolved enough now to actually be consciously trying to move forward as a species at this point in time. But not by making us all just the same.
That was all incredibly
No.
gay. I personally, I
It's
don't.
true though.
I don't really mind if we go forward or back, as long as people don't lose their rights. Going back, I'm not sure what we can go back on really. Let's bring back. Is poll tax still a thing? Can we bring that back? Can we open up the mines again in England? Can we do that? Yeah. No, fuck it. I'm not sure what. I mean, yeah, I kind of agree. I just I think that most, okay, for example, Brexit. A lot of people protest voted that. A lot of people did, because of how alienated they feel from their own government, who is so out of touch with their own constituents.
Yes.
And
And some people did it
Go on.
just cause.
Yeah.
Some people did it just because.
Yeah.
Why did you vote? Well, no.
I spent
It's just.
weeks on making my mind up. I remember going through stuff with the statistician, and I remember sitting down with my mum and going through stuff with her as well, so she understood why she was voting leave. Sorry, because even though I remember her and my dad telling me that they were both very liberal, they agreed that leaving the EU was the right move. Which sounds like a very unliberal thing to do.
See, I thought my dad would have all been about leaving the EU as well, because he's not a huge fan of politicians and things and whatnot. But he's a big environmentalist. Not like hippie environmentalist. He used to work for the Environment Agency, like the council kind of thing. And he says a lot of we have clean water systems is down to us being in the EU and the regulations they put on us and things. So that he put for staying in, I'd never heard other people say particularly.
Yeah.
I was I never actually thought about it like that and stuff.
And there are actually there's not just Catalonia that has the nationality has the nationalist agenda. The what's it called? Fuck it. I can't remember what it was called. Whatever. The whole referencing to
nation status.
Statute of Autonomy. The Canarian government is drafting a new statute of autonomy as well. And there's also another place as well. Asturias, I believe. Yes. Anyway, Galician Statute of Autonomy. Yeah, they've got that as well. So there is some that are recognised as nationality, which isn't such a bad thing. Globalism equals communism. Yeah, sure.
No.
Fucking
no.
Everywhere. There was a great picture on Twitter I saw this morning, and I saved it, but then I lost it. There's a picture of Jeremy Corbyn giving a speech, but then you zoom out, and it's a picture of him giving a speech surrounded by communist flags.
Oh dear.
He denies being a freaking commie, but he is the very definition of one.
I don't know. It's just a complaint about the world being wrong. They call themselves progressives, but I've yet to hear a
Solution.
forward-thinking or different idea come out of their mouths. They just rehash old ideas and let's bring back this. No. Why don't you live up to progressive and tell us something I haven't heard before
Yeah.
once?
I want them to stop voting things down cost reasons, because that's what it does sound like something a child would do. I know that Theresa May lost a vote on universal credit on Friday, and that the EU is basically is bitching about this divorce bill. They want 100 billion euros before we even start talking about trade.
100 billion now.
Yeah, don't we all?
They can get fucked over that. They're not getting 100 billion. They're not going to get fuck all if they keep acting like this. Oh, but we need this money to prop ourselves up before we have to start begging Germany for more money. Who cares? Who actually cares? You're begging for 100 billion. Are you out of your minds?
You can join the stream if you want there, Occam.
You'd have to be on my server for
That's the whole
Laura?
I've lost my train of thought now.
Yeah, it's all very
Box might come
childish
back.
to me. I think they should start talking about trade because we're running out of we're running out of time. Excuse me, we're running out of time, and it's not unreasonable to expect that there is going to be a bill, but to expect that much is unreasonable. And then dismissing any advances for progress so quickly is to you, the EU, a power play, but to us makes you look like a little bitch. We just want to get this over and done with so we can make some money, because that's what we're going to do once we're finished with you. We're going to make some money really, really quick.
Exactly. The annoying thing as well is that this kind of negotiation will come down a lot to fucking people trying to save face as well.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, we're deciding the fate of countries and fucking shit. Like, your pride really has no place here.
That happens in British
Just
politics.
fuck off.
You watch it with the Labour Party talking how progressive they are. Okay, you're so progressive, you have yet to even have a leader of the Labour Party that's female. The Conservatives have had 2 prime ministers that are female. And it's not a pissing contest, but if it was, they'd win. Labour are so busy trying to flaunt their progressiveness. I don't know. He's a chunky guy that sits on the front bench with Corbyn, wears glasses, and he's going on a hunger strike because of 2 guys in Gitmo. He's fat. He'll survive for decades. Not even no, he's not that. He's not as big as Eric Pickles or something. But in all seriousness, hunger strike doesn't mean you're not going to eat. You're probably going to sneak some nutrients into your water.
Yeah, just drink lots of Gatorade.
That'll do you good. You'll be peeing luminescent colours soon enough. Actually, I know someone that used to pound cans of Monster, and I drank a few when I had issues a year ago. But this guy would do like 5, 6 a day. 3 is your limit. Any more than that, and it could do some damage to your heart. But he'd do like 5 or 6 in one go. And when he goes to pee, it would basically be the colour that he drank it. It's very concerning when your urine is bright blue. I'm sure.
Yes.
It looked like the what's the thing they put in the urinal? They call it a urinal cake, I think. Yeah, it's that blue colour.
Yeah, the little channel block things.
Yeah. Urinal cake, I think that's what it's called. Not that it's actually a cake, and I know people who have tried to eat them. No, I'm not one of them.
Ew.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I've never been. I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
Give it time. Everyone's willing to try something at least once in their life. Like tentacles.
No, that's something I know.
No.
We'll see.
Occam Razor's wanting your Discord channel link thing, me Bob. So
In a previous stream,
come and join us.
I actually mentioned my Discord link in one of these streams, these OBS ones, so it's the last 5 of them. If you can find it, you're welcome to join, because the stream link, the link for my Discord is there. But I'm not going to put it in the chat because I can't be bothered. I'm not even kidding. I cannot be bothered. I'm happy to talk for a long time. But
Such
I'm
a
not
lazy trout.
What?
Looking for a long time doesn't take effort, does it?
I said you're a lazy trout.
Wrong species, but sure. I'm just happy I managed to survive nearly an hour
Hi,
without having
trout.
to beg Vipersaur to come on or something.
Time fly when you're having fun.
Is that what we're doing?
I ain't got a clue.
I know Miss
People just
Skinny-
talking shit.
Yeah.
You've been talking about stuff that half of it I have no clue what the hell you're talking about. So I've just been answering as best I can, and otherwise you can sort of all the talk.
Mm.
'Cause,
Laura, are you back on
Yo,
Twitter? Are you
yo,
back on Twitter
yo.
yet? Are you back on Twitter yet?
Why? What's happening?
No, nothing's happening. I'm
Oh.
curious. Has the drama died down at all?
I have no idea. Don't really care.
what drama's that?
Oh, who
Oh,
cares?
I don't care.
It involves someone that no one really likes because she's a pain in the backside.
Just,
Bit of an
yeah.
attention
fuck it.
seeker as well.
People take it way too serious.
Thinking about it for ages, really, because I just keep getting distracted by it when I should be doing other things.
Oh yeah.
Um,
You should be fixing your vibrator. I see a lot of it all the time, and I just turn around, walk away. I did notice. Oh, was it Sith stream? I think I saw that person in the chat, or was it Llamas the other day? Oh, he timed her out, didn't he?
yeah, I don't mind. It was all, yeah, her and Lexi.
Oh, that was. I did wonder who Lexi was. That was funny. That was very funny.
Lexi's Spangle Lime, that's,
Yeah. See, I heard Lexi, and I saw Spangled Lime was timed out, and I was like, who? Is Lexi? I think I know who Lexi's boyfriend is.
yeah, well, Sith and Lexi are a thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I like Sith, so it's all good. I was when he was playing Rocket League the other night. Every time he or Llama goes on, I'm normally on anyway because I've been trying to collect all those Halloween candy corns to unlock some free stuff.
Oh, yeah, I need to do
Well,
some
I
more
got
of
a
that.
crate. I got a crate from it, a Halloween crate. I opened it up and I got some cat eye tires. The eyes move in the rim. It's amazing.
I think I saw those.
Yeah, I put a picture on Discord. I just unlocked the. You know, you can get that trailing behind you where your tires are. You can get lightning or stuff. You can get a Halloween one as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just unlocked a head mount thing, top mount. Sorry, it was a bobblehead skeleton. I'm just working my way through the ones
Nice.
I like. I want crates because they got like cauldron tires that look amazing. I want those. And I want the pumpkin boost. Give me all the boosts.
Because I'm 3 of those little sweetie things away from being able to buy 3 keys. Because I've got like 8 crates or something that I need to open, but I haven't got any keys.
I had about 12 crates, and I bought the keys. Oh, that's expensive though. I was kind of lucky because I had a little YouTube money I could use. I didn't get. I got a new car shell called Endo. I had to get some other things as well, but I can't remember. A lightning boost called Sniper, and yeah, other stuff. Mostly skins, and I don't care about the skins. Skins bore me. The tyres are all interesting. There's like a really cool set of dragon flaming tyres you can get from a particular rare crate. They look amazing. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
'Cause I think I've got two. I think I've got 2 Halloween crates, and then like just 6 or 7 normal crates that I've picked up over playing.
Mm.
I want to open like the Halloweeny ones because I think you get 3 keys for 50 of them little sweeties. 47 sweeties.
Right. Do you play much?
It's probably just one more match, maybe. It depends. I just play whatever takes my fancy, you know, Dennis. Sometimes I'll get hooked on a game for a few days. Sometimes I'll play like 3 games in one day because I can't decide what I want to play.
Yeah, I had that earlier. I just sort of flicked between games out of boredom. Or, you know, reasons. Mostly boredom. Which isn't...
It's like, no, I don't want to play this. No, I don't want to play this.
Yeah. I haven't played Into the Gungeon in days. And it surprised me because I usually have a crack. I did one Dawn of War 3 mission earlier. I'm sort of working my way through it, but even on the casual difficulty, you've got to be really clever. Because you each mission you rotate between the species, between human, Eldar, and Orc. There are tactics. Like if you're Space Marine, you'd think tactically you've got to be tactically sound because you're going to be outnumbered. But you could still swarm the enemy, and I'm like, what's the point of that? That's not a tactic. I can do that with the Eldar, and I can do it with the Orcs as well, and that's not even a joke. I could literally build up an army and charge them into the enemy and leave it. It still takes me over an hour to do a mission. It's a bit of a cop-out, really. It's a good game, you know, if you like playing the original Dawn of War games. But it's a bit of a letdown because there isn't really much difference between the species.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, look. Occam's Razor found the link.
Microphone though, I'm guessing.
Am I late?
You're here.
I'm late, aren't I?
No. I literally asked you to jump in 5 minutes ago. You're fine.
Okay, good.
Probably not
That's
going to
cool.
be going much longer anyway, to be honest, because I'm getting tired.
Has you passed his bedtime?
I've been up
Old
since
man.
6 a.m. So
So,
Are you doing up at 6 a.m?
I have work in the mornings.
On a
I work
Sunday?
early mornings on the weekends.
On a Sunday?
Yeah, absolute killer. I wake up and on those mornings.
The
Now it's
heck do you do?
I mean I'm self-employed, but when I do, I have to walk down. It takes me 45 minutes to walk to where I go to work, and it's when it gets colder, my muscles they just refuse to
You're
play ball.
self-employed.
Yeah.
And you're making yourself get up at 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
I have a timetable to work to.
Sack you.
Anyway,
Sack you.
when on the weekends when it gets colder, the muscles start to seize up a little bit, so I can't put my socks on properly. So at 6 in the morning, you'll hear me, not you guys, but my family will hear me try and put a sock on and just fall over. They'll just hear a massive, they hear a thud or a crash into the wall. They'll hear me. They'll probably come out on the landing and see me perched against the wall. It's okay. I'm just trying to put on a bloody sock.
A bit of helpful advice on that one. Have you tried sitting down on your bed or a chair to do that?
My chair's not very good for that. Not really useful for it because the arms will get jab me in the leg. And my bed is actually quite high up, not like a bunk bed or something, but the mattress is quite thick, and it makes it very difficult for me to plant one foot to be able to cross my leg properly. It's it's a comfortable bed. Comfortable. It's a bed. I don't care. But
damn, I wish I could sleep in bed.
Well, you think about it. If you sit on your bed and put your socks on, it's on. It saves you from smacking your face in the wall. And 2, it means that you got to stretch, which means that your legs get a bit of the old workout, stretching the muscles when it's cold.
I spend 45 minutes
Yeah, true
walking
for the-
to work. There's the exercise right there.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of exercise. It only takes me like 10 minutes
let me
to
get
walk
this
to work.
straight then. You're self-employed. You force yourself to get up at 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning,
I have a
and then
time
you
frame to work to.
walk
I don't get a choice.
for 45 bloody minutes.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I'd get a new job, mate. Get a new job.
I spent enough years unemployed to know that mistake. I'm not wasting my time trying to find a job. I spent so many years unemployed. This is literally the thing. I'm okay. I'm able to get by. I just have to put up with seized up legs and falling into walls. That's all.
Yeah, job hunting sucks.
Have you tried padding the wall?
It's a box room.
I'm sure your
I'm
family
okay.
might.
I'd rather not because it's quite a small room.
You don't have to pad the wall that much. Just
I'd rather not pad it at all because the walls. This house has terrible issues with mold.
I need a hug.
You're gay.
need the hook.
Well, I'm lonely.
Oh.
Lonely.
You're don't take this out of what I'm actually saying, but you sound like you're chewing on a pillow while she's trying to talk.
She usually is. She's normally on the business end of her Hitachi while she's talking on streams.
No, I just got a shit mic, and I'm a very quiet person usually.
That was clearer.
Ooh.
Have you sorted out your move yet?
Not yet. I had to talk with my friend
Cool.
about it.
Oh, okay. Well, just
But-
don't share drugs. Don't pee in the kitchen sink.
well-
That's really bad. And never offer to cook when takeaway's always on the menu.
Okay, yeah, I won't do. I will follow those rules
Oh, if you bring a
religiously.
guy
Thank
back,
you.
you have to share with your housemate. It's only fair.
Do I have to though? I mean,
Yes.
oh, I guess so. I mean, you are a Meglin. You can do what you like.
I don't know. He works for himself, and he's been killing himself already.
I'm not killing myself. I just wear out. It's called work. I'm okay with it.
He's not killing himself. He's just paralyzing himself.
It's called money. I like money.
Because I know you like money. I like money too.
I love money. Well,
Money.
kind of. I hate my own money.
Is that why you never see any of it?
I don't know what it is. I just don't like looking at my money. Yours.
I know
Other
some people who
people's
are so
shopping.
tight, but they've got the fattest wallet packed with so much money, but they're so fucking tight. Tighter than anything you could ever imagine. Tighter than skinny jeans on the average person.
Well,
That's
my dad
tight.
says when I walk, I
I'm
squat.
an emo. I'm a fat emo.
You fucking emo.
Even though I act like one.
Occam's razor. Are you there? I'm guessing not.
Is that or he's not?
Probably not.
Probably
got
not got
his
his
mic set up.
microphone working.
Probably not got the mic set up. That's fine. I'm gonna stop the stream now if that's cool because I'm getting really tired.
Okay.
You-
Oh, nice.
Thanks for inviting me, I guess.
Vipers,
Oh,
I did one thing that required effort. I put 2 people out of the 4 that are in the Discord voice chat on the sofa because I couldn't be fucked to go and find a picture of Miss Steam or or find something to represent Occam's razor.
I'll raise it by Rockham.
Effort.
Like you got my you got my avatar.
I do,
You do actually.
but as with most
You've had
things
it
that
on.
require me to